All right, we got kind of a fun one for topic 2. Top 5 favorite statues in our collections as of January of 2024. Of course, this is one of those things where it's always changing. What's in our list today might very well be changed tomorrow as soon as Dan opens up his Batman. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And so we have our top 5 list. We've all written down our top 5. Or at least they were supposed to have done that. Eric B. I don't want to call anybody out, but
I didn't write mine down either. I just
okay, all right, well, fair enough. But you've clearly memorized yours.
Yes, I know what they are. They're right in front of me.
All right, very good.
I told you it was like half of my collection. How am I supposed to choose half of my collection?
I understand. This was not easy. I actually changed my list 5 times because I was like, crap, I don't know what to do here. But let's go around.
We should be allowed 2 honorable mentions.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
We'll do honorable mentions right before number 1.
Okay, cool.
That'll give us some time to think.
Oh, we're going in order?
We're going to go 5 to 1.
Oh,
only statues are going to do artwork.
See, I told you you got to think about this one.
Wow. I don't want the other 4 to feel bad.
I understand.
Right.
We are an excellent support group, though.
I live with these people. Come on.
The AA statue meeting is right after this.
Okay.
What should we call it? It's not AA. What should we call it? Like Statues Anonymous, like SA group?
Yeah. SCA, Statue Collectors Anonymous.
Yep. I think SCA group is what's up next. So I do have a counseling degree, so at least we were able to have something official.
Polystone Addicts.
That's right. That's right. Well, that's another group, I think. Polystone Addicts. We don't want to trash on their parade.
I just stole their name.
Yep, that's right. So anyway, I will start with my number 5, and my number 5 is the XM Studios Batman on Batbike.
Wow.
So that's where I'm at with my number 5. I still love that piece. I think it's super dynamic. It does tend to get lost sometimes in the shuffle because it's back in the back, and I have all my third scales around it, but still a great piece. That's my number 5. Dan, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Prime One Studios Talon.
Ooh.
I love that statue. And by the way, all my statues, when they, like Toy Story, wake up at night when I'm sleeping and everything, they're all going to be cussing and cursing your name, Chris, for making me do this.
Like, is it like this guy on your shoulder, like, I hate you?
He'll be leading the parade. Are you kidding?
I hate you.
Yes. Yeah, this is painful at best, but
it's like Anakin when he's in the lava, Star Wars, like, you are my brother.
Exactly.
All right, well, that's a good pick. Talon's fantastic. How about Eric?
I'm gonna go with Penguin. Actually, he was one that I ordered last minute, like almost right before it was getting ready to be shipped out. He was one that I did not want at first, and he has easily become like almost one of my favorites. He's just really fun to look at for some reason. I don't know what it is about him, but I just like staring at him.
Great piece. Great piece. I love this. Emmanuel just said Batman Statues Addicts Anonymous BSAA. So there we go. It's a mouthful, but it's funny. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Ghostbusters Plus Collector $4.99 super chat. Hey fellas, hope all is well. Just want to say thank you, Chris, for helping me find a certain statue that was on waitlist everywhere. Saved my day. Well, I'm glad I could help. I can't remember which one it was, but I do appreciate the thanks, and I'm glad I could help. I get probably I always say I probably get like 20 DMs a day. And so I have trouble keeping track of who says what sometimes, but I do always try to help if I can. All right, Jeff Morris, what's your number 5?
Green Arrow.
Oh, Sideshow?
Great piece.
It's just fun.
He's awesome.
Classic.
It's such a great piece. I think it's one of Sideshow's best.
Yep.
Cool pose. It's a great piece. Delaney, how about your number 5?
XM Studios quarter scale Swamp Thing.
Ooh, yep.
Yep. Oh, another awesome piece.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that's on your list at all. It's fantastic. Fantastic piece. All right, let's go up to round number 4 here. My number 4 is the Prime One Studio Bane versus Batman exclusive. I I never get tired of looking at it. It's the rage in his face is awesome, and I'm hoping David Finch does my Bane commission this weekend because he's going to be in Orlando at that other Comic-Con event, and can't wait. I love that piece, Bane versus Batman. Dan, you're number 4.
Next up, Joker Say Cheese is my number 4.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of a center wall piece at this point. I've kind of moved him from where I first had him, but man, it kind of like what goes to what Eric was saying. It's like you just kind of have to look at him. Like I notice him all the time, and I can't say that about all my statues. I love everything in my collection. There's nothing that I'm eager to move on from at all. But certain ones you just find yourself looking at more than others, and he is definitely one of them.
Other than that amazing poison ivy over your shoulder, again, $6.75 shipped, guys. That's the one that is going to be leaving the collection. So make sure you take advantage because that's a highly sought after piece. So great price too, by the way.
And yeah, she'll be going up on the buy sell trade too after the show tonight, actually, for slightly more than that. So
I predict she will be gone in a day.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Eric, you're number 4.
Number 4, I am going with the Prime 1 Jimenez Joker. One of my favorite characters, but unfortunately he got knocked down to number 4 for other reasons. But I just love that portrait. I've owned a lot of Joker statues over the years, but never been 100% happy with the portrait until that statue was released. So absolutely love the portrait and just the overall look of it. So
fantastic piece, obviously from Prime 1. Jeff, what's your number 4?
Me?
Yeah.
Batman Hush. The Batcave.
Great piece.
Yep.
Really great piece. Love that. And do you have the regular? Do you have the deluxe or the regular? I can't remember.
I did not get the bandaged head. I got the others.
Okay.
I think
Nice. Three heads.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of little busts.
Yeah, it's good. Number 4 for Mr. Delaney.
The first quarter scale sideshow mythos piece, Rebel Terminator.
Oh, very nice piece.
So underrated.
Like that a lot.
Hard to find too. That's another one of those ones that are difficult.
That took me a while.
Yeah, I did. It's really
did
good.
you get that, Dan?
My collector conscience will not let me pull the trigger on Rebel Terminator. She just doesn't fit.
Oh.
And I will get reprimanded daily.
Shut up, Dan. You have no idea what you're talking about, dude. It's a freaking awesome statue, and you need it.
You need it. Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah, clearly, this is the devil, Chris, on this one. So yeah.
Dan, do you know how much I don't care?
Yeah, I know.
I currently have her displayed between Superman and Power Girl.
And Power. Oh, perfect.
It's your sanctuary.
I wish I was that free thinking. That's all I can say.
Yep, it's your sanctuary, man.
Yep.
She seems quite happy.
She seems.
Let me tell
I
you.
talk to her at night. She tells me.
I have Bela Lugosi and Michael Myers and Pennyworth the Clown.
Nice.
Hey, that all works.
It's horror, but
Yeah, that all works. Let's see, where are we at? 3 for me is one of my newest pieces, the Batman versus Joker diorama.
At 3.
Number 3.
Wow.
I had to really think today to really concentrate on some pieces that I have, and it is awesome. And it might move to 2 at some point or 1 to some point, but right now it's at 3. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
3. All right, what's your 3, Dan?
Okay, this is where the list really starts to get interesting for me and really force me to think as well. And I think some people might be surprised I'm even at my runners up. But my number 3 is Batman 0 Year, the quarter scale statue from Prime 1, or
one of your newest pieces.
The quarter scale?
Kind of quarter scale.
Yeah. Well, it says it's third scale.
Yeah.
But it's not third scale.
It's not quite. It's definitely in between.
Yeah.
No question about it. It's like 0.3 or something. I don't know. But it's yeah, he's awesome. And like at least 80% of these things, he's so good in person. Like he is highly, highly detailed. He's a perfect representation of the cover from Tony Moore. He's awesome, and it's from my favorite run, that Batman Capullo Snyder New 52 run. So, matter of fact, I've got to find a piece on that statue to bring with me to the con next weekend, because Mr. Snyder will be there. I'm going to have him sign something on it.
I'm going to have him sign my cowl.
Yeah, that too. He'll be signing
sure.
my cowl as well. Yep.
He's only there Saturday and Sunday, I believe.
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, maybe not then.
Well, if you need to leave it with me, leave it with me.
I was going to say, I think I will, if that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Um,
Yeah, for either of you guys. I don't know. Eric, when are you going back?
I won't be there Sunday. I'm leaving Sunday afternoon. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
we'll
same
both
goes
be
for
gone
you.
Sunday.
Well,
yeah.
I'm going to try to catch Snyder and Capullo together. So no big deal.
Okay.
I was going to ask too. I can't remember. Were you still reviewing that piece?
I am still reviewing that piece. I've kind of backburnered it only because the manor wasn't done, and I really wanted to have it done. But now that I have two pieces. The weather screwed up my frames too, coming from art to frame for the two pieces I wanted to have up.
What did it do? Did it warp them?
I have shot some video. What's that?
Oh, you mean just it delayed you getting them? You mean?
Yeah, delayed me getting them.
Okay, I thought you meant the wood warped or something.
Oh no. So, but the whole version 1 at least of the manor is done. So I'm that's on the list to do.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to that. I'm anxious to hear your thoughts on it.
Yep. I may be reviewing it from the floor. It's down low, that piece, which it's actually one of those that doesn't look bad at all down low.
Good.
But it weighs about 100 pounds. So I have no desire to pick it up and drop some aspect of it. So
no,
you may see me like sitting in,
yeah,
crisscross applesauce on the floor doing that piece.
Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. Well, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Eric, you're number 3.
All right. Number 3 is going to be another Prime 1 piece, and it's going to be the what's the name? Hush Ivy. I think just the figure alone is stunning, and then just the base itself alone is stunning, and then put the two together, and you have an awesome looking statue. So she's definitely one of my top 3. She's awesome.
It's awesome. Jeff, you're number 3.
Batman Who Laughs by Prime 1.
Ooh, great piece. Does it get much better than that piece? Like it's so well done.
Jeff, do you get a lot of comments?
Look at him and they look at it and they're like, "What is that?"
Yeah, that when I
want to know what it's
piece,
about.
When I had that piece in my collection, that was definitely one of the most commented on. Was, holy cow, what is that?
Yeah,
it's
and they get it's a Batman, but they're like, it's like Hellraiser.
What happened to him was what people say.
Like
exactly.
And then I, try to tell them the story, and they're like, "That's really cool." Yeah, it's kind of scary.
It's real scary. Delaney, you're number 3.
So at San Diego about 4 or 5 years ago, I was there with my son, and he was pretty little at that time. And we were in the sideshow booth, and we turned a corner, and there was the Red Sonja, Queen of Scavengers.
Yeah. And
I said, "What do you think of that one?" And he said, "Mom will never let you have it." So I pre-ordered it, and about a month before it came out, I thought, she probably really wouldn't like that statue. And I canceled and regretted it big time.
Yeah.
And so last year when I decided to buy whatever the hell I wanted, regardless of theme or whatever, I found her, and she's number 3, and she's absolutely awesome.
And how many days has it been since the divorce?
Yeah.
No, it's kind of come down to this is the man cave, and she probably doesn't like any of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But she's fine with it. It's my spot. My area.
That's right. That's right.
She hates all of them,
awesome
whether
lady.
they have big boobs or not. So even the ones with.
Well, it's funny because that particular piece, it's very easy to make a slutty Red Sonja statue, and I don't have anything against a slutty Red Sonja statue, but that piece, even though she's wearing a metal bikini, her attitude in that piece is so regal that I don't know. It doesn't seem.
She is badass.
Yeah?
Like, she is.
Which one
She
is that?
a strong, awesome woman that's going to kick your butt, and that's exactly what that piece is.
And that's what makes it really, really gorgeous to me.
Yep. Like,
Which
and
one
see, to
is
me,
she?
like I think that's less controversial or sexualized compared to like a Deja Thoris. Like, I feel like, like if you're comparing the two, I don't feel like the Red Sonja is bad at all to me.
Right.
But they're both beautiful, stunning. Okay, that leads us to number 2. My number 2 on my list is a piece that Dan was on his list earlier, but mine is Joker Say Cheese. I still look at it every day and I think, holy crap, this is a cool statue. It might fade over time. It might drop a few pieces, and it might end up going down below Batman versus Joker. But I love the color. I love that it's got the Jim Lee portrait, and so many cool swap outs, and all the portraits are just fantastic. So I just love it. I still love it, and I'm so glad I bought it. That's my number 2.
Cool.
Dan?
My number 2 is Batman White Knight on motorcycle.
Nice.
And yeah, another one of those that I still notice and look at all the time in an unforced way. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not making a point of, okay, I should tour my own collection every once in a while.
Yeah.
No, I notice it all the time, and it's just awesome. It doesn't go down in my mind in terms of how awesome, it has that, in other words, the honeymoon's not over yet with that piece. I love it. So it's at least number 2. Yep.
It's awesome. Eric, you're number 2.
All right. This one sometimes becomes number 1. I keep going back and forth, but these are the ones the top 2 are the ones I put a lot of thought into today when you said you wanted to do this topic. So fortunately, it got bumped down to number 2, and I'll explain when I do my number 1. But Detective Comics 1000 by Prime 1.
Great choice.
Awesome statue, but I'm bumping him to number 2, and I'll explain later.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's go down to Jeff Morris, number 2.
My Iron Studios Captain America.
The Queen Studios or Iron Studios?
Iron Studios.
Okay. Very cool.
It's a quarter scale.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I really like
Great
that
statue.
I really like. I mean, let's see, Dan, you had a bunch of those too.
I did. I had the
original Iron Studios pieces.
I had a lot of them. Actually.
Yeah.
This is the one from Endgame with the
Yeah,
hammer.
that one's from Endgame. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a great statue.
Great statue. Great pick.
Yep.
Jeff Delaney, you're number 2.
LBS Hulk with the rage torso.
Nice. I thought it might be 1 or 2. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure. That's awesome. All right, it's honorable mention time.
Honorable
mention. I'm going to do 2. I think if we want to do 2, we can, or if you want to do just 1.
Okay.
On my honorable mention list is it's combo. It's the Joker and also Punchline. George Jimenez. Just the 2 of them together. I loved it in San Diego. It just has this amazing presence, the pop of color, the great portrait, like Eric mentioned earlier. And I love all the portraits on Punchline. I think she's just absolutely fantastic. Shows her character. And especially when you put them together, like the way they designed it. I think it's a great piece. I really, really like it a lot. Another honorable mention, I was kind of debating between Talon, but I think what edges it out just slightly for me is the Lee Bermejo Joker. Just because I love Lee Bermejo. I love his art, and they just perfectly captured his look of his Joker. And so I love Joker as much, or not, if more than Batman. So I really like that piece and all the different portraits on it. So those are my 2 honorable mentions. Dan.
Awesome. My 2 honorable mentions are the Tech 1000 Batman is, and he's one of those that, he definitely could float anywhere from probably number 3 through this point in the list. A lot of these are interchangeable in many ways, but he's definitely at the top of the heap and is at least a runner-up. And then Harley Quinn Arkham City is
Forgot about her.
at the top of the list.
Gosh, dang it! Now I have to rethink about it. So she's so good.
She demands your attention. You know, when you walk in the room,
she's top 10 for sure.
She's definitely top 10 at least. You know, and so I think some of it, and Talon is. This is true with Talon as well. I think statues that have a different pose, you know, that like, you know, it's not a throne piece.
No, it's very different.
It's very different. Talon, very different pose. And they tend to stand out. I think Tech 1000's cape helps him to stand out quite a bit. You know, they have those kind of significant elements. So yeah, those are my two runners.
Okay. Good honorable mentions there. Eric, you have a couple or one or two?
I'll do one and then a somewhat honorable mention for number two. I'm going to go with the Sideshow Mr. Freeze premium format. Even though it's like a smaller scale, I don't really have many of anymore. There's something about that piece, and that's actually, I think, trying to think back, I'm pretty sure that is the only statue I've ever sold and then purchased back before my entire life. So
who would be dumb enough to do that multiple times?
Yeah, Chris is leading that particular race.
I think I'm definitely in the lead. There's no doubt about it. Gosh dang. Yep. That started with the original Sideshow Hulk premium format that was the Mark Ruffalo.
Yep.
I bought that twice. That was my very first one I ever did that. So I'm going to really try hard not to do that in 2024.
Good plan.
It's like one of my resolutions. So we'll see. Anyway, great pick for yours. Did you have just one or did you want to do two? I can't remember what you said.
I'll throw in Catwoman so she doesn't feel left out. What's funny is I have the Arkham City Harley too, but I find myself looking more at that Catwoman, even though she's a little bit more simple with the base and everything. I just love looking at Catwoman, I think, more than Harley Quinn.
That Bermejo Catwoman is, again, for me, top 10. Like, she is fantastic, super underrated piece, and great portraits, really great portraits. Jeff Morse, do you have a couple or one or two honorable mentions?
I'm going to say it's the first Sideshow Captain Marvel piece.
Okay.
And the Silver Surfer from Daniel Bell.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Bell one. Yeah, that's good.
And I like them together. It's kind of, and there with Dr. Doom, it's kind of this off-world Marvel.
Yeah.
They're all great pieces.
And they kind of complement each other.
Yeah, they're nice. Great picks. Delaney, what do you think honorable mentions?
Captain Kirk over my shoulder. And Sideshow Poison Ivy Deadly Nature green variant.
Nice.
Excellent.
CC just says, Chris, that guy is going to feel so insulted when he figures out who you were talking about. I know he's going to be so pissed. Anyway, great honorable mentions, guys. Great list so far. And now we're to our number one before we start looking at photos. Mine, it's been mentioned a couple of times, but my favorite piece in my collection still is Tech 1000. I still love it. I just feel like every time I look at it, it solidifies everything that Batman is to me. Just the look of it, how stoic he looks. He doesn't look great at various angles sometimes. Like, it's a little bit weird, depending on how you have him displayed. But I still love the piece. I just think it's awesome. So that's my number one. I love it. Dan?
Cool. My number one continues to be the Batman Hush Batcave.
Nice.
Continues to be my number one. It's the piece that I notice the most. And, if I think about, all right, how do I rate these things? Because like I said, I am in no, rush to get rid of any of these. I love them all. That's why I've invested in them and developed the collection this way. But he is the one that, for me, just stands above the rest. Pun partially intended. So
great pick.
Yep.
Eric B.
All right. Same thing. And here's where the issue comes in. Because usually I would say Detective 1000, but unfortunately, size does matter in this case. And I think it is because of his size. That's what captures your eye and makes him impressive. So for number one, I wanted to give number one a fair chance. And I just pretended that Detective 1000 wasn't as big as he was. And I went with Batman Sanity. Even though it's a smaller scale, I feel like when you look at everything that's going on, I just can't pick anything better than that. I mean, I get it that, the scales are different. So my eye's always going to go to the bigger pieces in my room, but man, you got to give attention to definitely Sanity as a killer looking piece. So
it's a great piece. There was one for sale last week. I almost bid on it. And if the right one comes around, I might still get that one. I feel like I need to at least own it one time. Of course, especially with all of my David Finch art on the wall here to complement that. So great piece at number one. Really awesome. Really awesome. Jeff Morris, you're number one.
My half scale Captain America.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, great pick. Great pick. Jeff Delaney.
Any guesses?
She-Hulk.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what you have left that you would maybe.
Hasn't been mentioned tonight.
Is it one of your Star Trek pieces?
Kirk.
Yes, it's got to be.
I was just going to say, I was wondering if it was Spock.
I will be forever grateful to Darkseid. It's literally like having a 1/3 scale Leonard Nimoy in my house. It's awesome.
That's really awesome. I was going to say, I was curious if it'd be, because I know how much you love that piece.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, great list, everybody. That's awesome. And tune in tomorrow when it's going to be completely different.
Yeah.
We're going to do our top 30, and it'll all be different from tonight. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, it is true that like
half 30.
I know. Everybody should try
hot
the
toys
entire,
too.
my list was my entire collection, but it goes back like saying like the scale. Like if Mr. Freeze was 1/3, maybe that might be my top one.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the bigger statues. I don't know.
But it is interesting how that list changes constantly, like how it, how we view our statues and which ones we like, and a lot of times the new shiny new thing is kind of what becomes some of our favorites. But it is fun to kind of think about, or at least spend a few minutes to say, okay, which one do I like? Why do I like this one better than this one? Or it's kind of fun to do that. So
I gotta say that that poison ivy that I picked, that deadly nature. I think Sideshow, that's one of their best pieces ever. They just knocked it out of the ballpark with that piece. It has so much presence. It's really a great piece.
We've said it here on the channel before that it reminds us of the love that they put into their Marvel pieces.
Yep.
And I do feel like it shows, because it is a really good piece.
Yeah.
And the base is so great. It's dynamic. The paint's nice on it. Beautiful portrait. Great sculpt.
Mr. Harbottle is having a hell of a year.
Yes, he really is. So again, congratulations to everybody that gets that piece, including Dan. I'm glad you're going to get her.
Yep.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.